Hey guys, welcome back to Kickoff Episode 2. I hope you enjoyed the first one because we sure as hell enjoyed recording it. So, Mitchell, how did Norwich go?
Norwich, Norwich, they first half they played really well. They were the more dominant team. Well, actually the more dominant team throughout the whole game.
Okay.
Yet their defending was, for lack of a better word, guys, it was pretty shit.
Okay.
It was pathetic. The first
Strong
goal,
words.
the first goal came from a restart from the goalkeeper. He just booted up the field, header onto Graban, and Graban just calmly slotted underneath gun, which I'm losing my words because I was infuriated at that point.
That's how upset it got you.
It did, because it was piss poor defending. It was pathetic. It really annoyed me because even though they're a new squad, because a majority of the team that we've got at the moment haven't
we
played
discussed
together.
that last week with the 9 or 10 new signings or whatever.
Yeah. They haven't played together that much. Even in the pre-season, they didn't play together that much. And they're still trying to find their feet. Yet the attempted blocking kick, as you guys saw early in the night, it was not good. He should have kept on running in to stop Graban from getting through and getting a free shot on goal, pretty much.
Because you've watched a lot of Norwich, did you find it was more of the same from what you're used to, or did you think that the gelling wasn't a factor as well?
It was, exactly. The gelling, they did not play well together. So the two centre backs were relying on each other to get the ball, whereas if they gelled well together, they would have been like, all right, well, we can both go in and try and get this ball, or I knew exactly where you were, so I could rely on you to stop him from getting through.
Yeah.
Graban, who was a former Norwich player as well, we sold him because Alex Neil didn't like him.
Yeah.
And in this game, he scored 2 goals. Well, 3, if you consider the home goal.
Yeah.
The own goal, I should say, yeah. But I'm just going to go through a little bit of what I wrote down earlier in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
But Norwich started off the better team. They started off the first half really well. For the lack of defence, that's why we went down 1-0. There should have been a penalty in about the 25th minute.
Okay.
Where I can't remember who it was, but he was pulled by the jersey and pulled down for a clear shot on goal.
Yep.
It should have been called. The referee was right there. He saw exactly what happened and he just palmed it off, which really pissed me off, to be honest with you.
Of course, being a passionate supporter of Norwich.
Yeah, at that point it was 0-0. And that would have changed the game completely.
Yeah.
Because after that, Sunderland decided they'd sit all 11 players behind the ball and just defend and then attack on the counter. And because our defence wasn't gelling, they just crumbled.
And the final score was 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Norwich didn't even score a single bloody goal.
Oh, so close to getting a prediction right.
I know.
You were pretty close.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through what I wrote earlier in the day after watching the game. While Norwich were the better team in regard to possession and passing, their defending was woeful when it mattered. The first goal coming from a restart from the Sunderland keeper. Kicked it over top, as I said. It was headed on to the former Norwich player, Garan, and he calmly just slotted underneath gun. Norwich still weren't rattled, however. They continued to build up possession play from the back, continuing to play nice football. I think the end stat was about 77% possession for Norwich.
Wow.
Wow, for the game.
Yeah.
That
And
sounds like Manchester United last season.
And 89%, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but 89% passing accuracy. Yeah. When it mattered in the defensive part of the game, non-existent.
And also clinical finishing as well.
Yeah.
There are a few clear-cut chances where you just go...
That's what I was getting to next.
Yeah.
That's what really killed them. As much as I love Jerome, as you guys know, he cannot start. He cannot start.
Not.
When there's pressure on him, he just I don't know, he loses it. He just loses it. He cannot finish the ball. I don't mean to swear, but it just really,
I'm glad he censored himself.
it really annoys me. The fact that
Tell us what you really think, mate.
Jerome, in his youth days, the pressure didn't get to him. He was able to score goals. Like last season, I think he was one of the top scorers of the Champions League. Yet he could have easily beaten that had he not just freaked himself out.
And you're really gunning for Oliveira to become the new starter,
I
aren't you?
really am.
Yeah.
If he starts, he will get us like 1 or 2 goals up. Bring Jerome on, because Jerome's a workhorse. He will get the ball up the field and let like guys like Murphy, Maddison.
He's sort of like what Tevez would have been for Manchester City back in the day, even though he was the saviour of Manchester City.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. Then he got played as a sub, and even for Argentina, Tevez was a absolutely amazing substitute.
Yeah.
He's still to this day one of my favourite players. He really is. Yeah.
That you can liken them to, although Tevez was a lot better player than.
No, we're talking, of
Yeah,
course.
but
We're talking like
in the
Similarity in
styles,
style, yeah.
But Norwich weren't rattled from the first goal, which is a good thing, because last season, if they went 1-0 behind, they'd just freak out and then they'd just get absolutely beaten. But
so it only took 3 more goals.
yeah. But that's the difference between the Alex Neil reign and the Fark reign.
Yeah.
Or Farke, as everybody calls it, because I don't like saying Fark. With Fark, they're a bit more composed when they go 1-0 down, or even 2-0 down, because they were still playing pretty good possession football. It's just that they couldn't finish the bloody goals, which really annoyed me.
Which was something that we saw in the Fulham game as well.
We did say it in the Fulham game. We was just saying there was such clear-cut chances that you just could not.
And that just
poor
comes
decision-making, really.
It just comes down. Oliveira is a clinical finisher.
Yeah.
If he gets the ball in a decent position, he's going to get that in the goal. Whereas Jerome, he just freaks out, as I was saying before. And with Sunderland, they were happy to sit all 11 behind and just soak up the pressure and then hit back on the counter.
Yeah.
Luckily for us, though, Graban forgot that he was playing for Sunderland and he bundled in a goal for Norwich. I was like, yes.
He went back to his roots.
Yeah, he was like, I want to play for Norwich again. Neil's gone, I can come back with Fark and join the German team. Because that's what the majority of Norwich
pretty
is now.
much, yeah.
But as I was saying earlier to you guys, it takes a bit of time for the team to gel, because there's, I think, 9 new players.
Yeah,
And I think after about 5-6 games, I think they'll start to gel, because it's over like 300 minutes of playtime together. And I think that's when they'll still really start to come into their own, and that's when they'll start to score a lot of goals and defend really well. Because as you saw in the highlights, well, you didn't really see in the highlights, but from watching the game, their passing play, their build-up play, it was good. It was Premier League quality.
But the defending was
the
like
defending
under
was
14.
ordinary.
I mean,
very.
It was though.
It was
I mean,
shocking.
there's one thing to say. There's an issue with communication between the back line, but then there's just shit defending.
Yeah.
There's just
And it was
making terrible decisions at the wrong time, and that was just
Yeah.
some of those goals. I mean, there was one really nice goal.
Yeah.
Which you cop that on the chin, but the other two were just
The 2 Graban goals were ordinary. You're just like, wow, how can you let that... As I was saying to you guys earlier, if he continued to run on instead of trying to do a mad little scissor kick over the back, he probably would have stopped that.
Yeah.
But for the simple fact that he was like, I'm stressing out, I don't know where he is, so I'm just going to try for this. It just didn't work out. But if they don't click after about 4 or 5 games, I think it's going to be much the same as last season, where it's going to be lots of goals scored for and lots of goals scored against, which is not going to work well. But before I go on to the next match, which is Norwich versus QPR, I want to get your guys' score lines on that.
On which one? The Norwich QPR?
versus QPR.
Well, that's happening just before we
Wednesday,
release the show, because we release the show every Friday.
Yep.
So against QPR is another Premier League team, am I correct?
Queen's Park Rangers. No, they were in the Championship League.
You mean they previously have been? Do you mean?
Yeah, they've been.
Oh, so not last season.
Don't think they were last.
No.
Okay, so they were there. I know you guys had a decent sort of record against them. I'm gonna go with Norwich 1, QPR 2.
All right. What about you, Carvin?
From what I saw in the last game against Sunderland,
You just don't look like a team right now.
Yeah,
And that's like it's just very frustrating. You have like really nice build up play, but your finishing is just so bad.
Yeah, it just depends who we got in the field at the time.
I just don't know how QPR is going. I really don't know much about their build up to the season or even their first game or anything. But I'm going to say 2-1 to QPR.
2-1 to QPR.
So we got two.
I can't see Norwich not scoring because I feel as though you have this ability to score.
These amazing chances.
But
that's the thing with Norwich.
2-1 would.
Either we just do a massive blowout where we just absolutely like 3-4 goals, or we do a close game where it's 2-1. That's
So what was your prediction?
So what do you think?
okay. So Norwich have won 3 of their last 5 games against QPR, drawing 1 and losing 1. I think this will be a close match. Either a draw, 1-0, or Norwich to 1 or either a draw or Norwich.
I think we've got different definitions on draw.
Yeah, either a draw or Norwich to win 1-0.
Yeah.
So your final bet?
If they can put away their chances, it'll be 1-0.
So if you hop off the fence,
I'm gonna jump off that fence because it hurts my anus. But I think Fark over the next couple of days will really
Rein them in.
drill into the defence.
Fuck Emerson Drill. Jesus.
That's what I was
What a
thinking,
combination
like,
of
it's a real great
words.
combination. You have a
But I
So,
think Norwich 1-0. I don't think they'll have a blowout.
Yeah.
So you think you can have a clean sheet after today, after their last performance?
Well, I believe that Close is back for this game.
Okay.
I think he's been training with the team. I believe he'll be back if they get rid of Martin.
Which is your most favourite player?
But will they though? I mean, would they get rid of the captain?
They
Just
did
like
for
that?
the last 4 or 5 games of the season.
Hey,
And
Jude,
the
if
first
Valencia
few.
can be captain of Manchester United, anything's possible.
But yeah, I don't know. Martin's not a leader. That's what really annoys me. How can you be a captain without being a leader?
But with a team, I think generally in preseason and stuff, you'd discuss who's going to be our captain for the season. You'd like put their faith in them. You know what I mean? Like if you start one game and then go, nah, bam, someone else is captain. You it's not a decision they make on a whim. You know, surely they've.
Well, we've done
the
the Carabao Cup. They had Houlihan as captain, and he was really moving the field around. He wasn't focusing on defence. Mm-hmm. That's why we let in 2 goals. 2 goals off set pieces. Easy set pieces to defend. Mm-hmm. Gunn I don't know what he was thinking. He let the goals in. He could have dove to stop them going in, but he just stood there. Which really annoys me.
So what about your second matchup of the week?
So Norwich and Aston Villa. Mm-hmm. Last season in the Championship, they won 1 apiece. Like Norwich won 1-0, Aston Villa won 3-0. No, 3-1.
Okay.
This, I don't know, I think it's going to be I think it might be another draw, but just for the simple fact that majority of Aston Villa's season last year was draws. Mm-hmm. They finished below Norwich. I think Norwich has the better team.
It's just a team sort of gelling together.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So what is your score for that game? What do you think?
I think it's going to be 0 or draw.
0 or draw.
Okay.
But I'm really hoping beyond hope that it's going to be a blowout for Norwich. 3-0. If it isn't,
Here you go.
like I'm just hoping, like it's.
Where's the pen?
I think it's going to be a 0 or
Please jot
draw.
this down. Can you put it in
Please.
brackets?
Please jot that down.
0 or draw for Norwich.
No, please do.
Nil-
It'll help me later on editing.
All right. I've got it there anyway. 0 or draw.
Okay. What would need to go right for you to have that 3-0?
If Close is back in the team.
You think that would
He-
make
Closer is
is a difference? Okay.
Like,
He is a closer.
as I said last season, if Closer, not last season, the season before, if Closer didn't get injured for those last 5 games, he would have kept us in the Premier League.
So he solidifies, your defence.
He was actually
line.
quite
And then-
fantastic. I did watch him play.
And then you can do your build-up play and you've
Yeah.
got the... Okay.
If he's directing the back
You wouldn't
line,
say closer and then have Oliveira also starting? That wouldn't... That wouldn't
that's what I was saying.
5-0.
If Closer, no, not that. If Closer was in the back line,
Yeah.
Oliveira was up the front with another one up front. Top 2, easy. They have the skill and the build-up play
yeah.
that they can score a lot of goals. And if they got Closer at the back, directing the back line, they've got a solid defence, especially with Pinto out on the right, Husband out on the left. It'll be a good season. If ands and buts, but that's if they stay healthy for the entire season. Jerome, I love Jerome, but he is not a clinical finisher. He doesn't have the power behind him anymore. I think he's 30, 31 now. These
things happen with soccer
Strikers,
players, especially strikers. They get a little bit slower. Their kick power gets a little bit not as powerful, I guess you could say.
And the accuracy as well. The amount of shots that he's spraying wide. He used to be good in the air, getting those headers into the goal, but lately he's just been, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Well, these are things that happen with strikers, and look, I wish Norwich City the best of luck. I know they came a bit unlucky with Norwich. They came a bit unlucky with Sunderland. QPR is a very hard opponent for them. So is Aston Villa, but at the EFL level, it is a very hard competition to ascend into the Premier League.
Yeah,
that is why the Premier League becomes one of the. It's not the most technically gifted league in the world, but is one of the most toughest leagues in the world to win, because every single team has that X factor that they will not beat me. They come to my home ground, and this is where I will win.
Well, you saw when Norwich was in the Premier League, they never lost against Man U. They drew, and then they won 2-0, 2-1.
Remember that?
Making sure you remember that. No,
Well, you know me. When Man U is in the Premier League, if Norwich isn't there, I follow Man U because I followed them for about the same amount of time as I followed Norwich.
Yeah.
You just became a defector, a dirty defector.
No, not at all. No.
It's
There's
alright.
not many people that go from Man U to Norwich, like
To Norwich
a team
City,
like
and
Norwich.
that-
So that's
and that
showing
is-
a lot of belief in.
And that is why it's commendable, and this is why I wish Norwich City the best of luck this season, and I'm sure we will hear more about it in the next episode of Kickoff. But right now, we're just going to kick it off
And throw to Carvin.
throw it to Carvin.
So
with Juventus, what
Yeah.
what happened in the Supercoppa?
Absolutely nothing happened in the Super Cup.
It was a 0-0 draw. It was
I-
all good.
So just for the fans or people out there who don't know, so we lost 3-2 to Lazio. We lost the Super Cup last year as well, and we spoke about this in the last show. It's always a pre-season, but what was concerning for me was that the issues we had from last year weren't addressed, and it was very apparent that we still had those weaknesses in our team.
Well, the ease that they got through the midfield was pretty...
The midfield was a massive issue. Kadira lost the ball more times than I can remember.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of pressure on Pjanic. Now, Pjanic is a creative player. He's got a lot of technical aspects that are fantastic.
But it's not defensively minded, which is...
He's not, but at the same time, he's having to do a lot more than he needs to because of Kadira's lapses. Kadira has some fantastic games for us, but he's just a bit slow.
Yeah.
His ball retention has really dropped off. And that was apparent. And we fielded the same team we fielded in the Champions League final last year, except because Bonucci's gone, we put Benatia.
Yeah.
I would have put Regani in there. I think it's time that he gets a chance.
Well, because Benatia is only just recently new to you guys, you'd think that...
Yeah, you'd think that, but also I don't think it's the fact that he's a new signing. I think it's just I really want them to play Regani. I think he's 23.
It's his time. Time to shine.
He's a fantastic player. Just give him a chance. You know, we've groomed him for a long time now. It's time to let him have his chance, right? We don't need to have him warming the bench again throughout.
Do you think that he's had a bit of a falling out with the coach, or what do you reckon is the reason why they're not bringing him off the bench?
We don't want to sell him. So if he had any issues, we would have gotten, because I know a lot of top teams want him. I know Arsenal really want him. There's a lot of teams that have been looking for him for a few years. We've said no, clear out no. I think it's just that confidence, I guess, Allegri has in him. There's something, I know, watching him, we like to develop our defenders who can also pass the ball.
Yes.
Okay.
That is one of the greatest characteristics of Juventus.
Yes. Now we build from the back. We have a lot of skillful centre backs who can, except for Chiellini, he's just that warhorse that just goes in and just like clashes and has, whatever. But generally, if you're playing with Chiellini, which we play with, we want the other player to be a very that's why Bonucci was perfect.
Bonucci was excellent.
So Regani, if we're going to pair him with Chiellini, he needs to improve on that. And I'm sure, but I still feel as that he's ready. Yeah.
I was just posing that question to you because remember what happened with Hart? He was playing awesomely when he was younger, and then they benched him. And then after that, he kind of like dropped off a bit. And I think that was because of a falling out with the coach, wasn't it?
Are we talking about Hart, the goalkeeper?
Yeah, the goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper with Hart, he had a huge falling with Mancini at the time.
Yeah.
In fact, but I don't mean to sound condescending to the English keepers. They have been great throughout history. It's just a matter of Hart. Hart was as good as the league that he played in, and I could say this with, I could compare him to Buffon. And Buffon is much the greater player than Hart. Hart is a great English goalkeeper. He was, for a year or two, one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world.
Yeah.
But it just so happened that Manchester City wasn't the greatest team in the world. So therefore he got bombarded by teams that, when you have to take so many shots, that even the greatest goalkeepers of all time, which kind of happened in the Champions League final. Buffon is the greatest goalkeeper in Italian history, bar none. He just got bombarded in the Champions League final. It's not his fault that a goalkeeper is only as great as his defense.
Yeah. And
the defense for Hart for many years let him down. Even to this day, Manchester City doesn't have the greatest defense out there. And Hart now is playing for West Ham, and Manchester United annihilated them. But it wasn't because of Hart being a bad goalkeeper. It was just that the defense was not up to par, and you know what, you can't stop it.
Yeah, but that's why I kind of like with Czech as well. Like he's
Czech's amazing.
He's considered one of the best goalkeepers.
Czech's amazing.
He's got
I would love to have Czech.
Decent.
Even though De Gea is great too, but you know what?
But Czech's got a decent defensive line in front of him, so they cut out the
with Chelsea they did
the angles, yeah.
With Chelsea they did. With Arsenal, he struggles a bit. That's why what was it 5-4 in the Leicester City game?
No, it was
no, it wasn't.
It was 3-2.
It was, there were 5 goals total. I think is that what you?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. I thought it was 5-4.
Yeah.
But seriously, but Czech again, another fantastic goalkeeper.
4-3, something like that. I can't remember.
But to answer your question, I don't think there's been a falling out with Allegri. I just think that we've been a bit too cautious in injecting him into the team, and I think we will. Supercoppa, we didn't even Douglas Costa didn't play much. Bernadeschi didn't. A lot of our new players were on the bench. We started Barzagli at right back, so we kind of had a three at the back, even though it was a 4.
I reckon if you guys started Costa, it might have been, added to a lot.
Yeah, but again, we weren't going to. I mean, his fitness levels weren't up there yet, and he made a huge impact when he came on.
Yeah, exactly.
He was massive for us. Quadrado really struggled.
Yeah.
He really struggled. He lost the ball many times, one time even leading to a goal.
Wow.
He just really didn't struggle. So him and Kadira lost the ball way more than they should have.
Yeah.
We were piss poor for about 80% of the game.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay?
That's
We went
unfortunate.
2-0 down. We dominated the first 5, and then Dybala scored 2 goals in the 87th minute and the 90th minute.
Your new number 10.
Our new number 10. I'm actually very, very happy about that.
You're going to actually buy the jersey, aren't you?
I am. I think he's got everything a Juventus player should have. And you know that Del Piero is my all-time favourite player. I hated that we gave Pogba the 10. I didn't have a problem with Pogba, but he didn't deserve the 10. But Dybala really deserves it, and I think that he will carry it hopefully for many years to come. He did come out and say that he wants to be. I hated that he said this because if he leaves, it's gonna. But he said he loves Juve. He's got no intentions of leaving anytime soon. He wants to build a long legacy.
Yeah.
And those are strong words.
Especially for, 23?
Yeah,
24-year-old?
Yeah, and he knows the history behind everything. And look, Barcelona came knocking. He could have gone.
Do you think
he really could have?
If once he gets to about the 25, 26-year-old age bracket, that he might go to the Chinese league where they're offering a lot more money?
Oh, no.
If he does, I'll lose all respect for him. So I'm very happy he got the 10. Fantastic free kick to make it 2-1. Then we got a penalty in the 90th minute. Dybala put it away. So we got brought back to 2-2. Then massive mistake, and they scored in the 93rd minute, I think it was, to finish it off.
Yeah, 93, 40,
whatever it was. So it's really disappointing. Juve's a team that generally, once we fight back, we hold on. And it's not like we had an experienced backline. We had a very experienced backline. Chiellini, Benatia, Bazangli, but they were really poor together, which I found very strange.
Not to bring it back to Norwich, but I think with the back line for you guys, because they're new working together, it'll take them a few games to kind of gel together. Individually, they're good, but they need to know where the other guy is.
But like I said, we played that back. I mean, Benatia was the only one we injected. But Barzagli, Chiellini have been played to Italy together, for Juve together. Sandro's been there for I don't think it's a time
as
factor.
they always say, it's the weakest link that makes the chain break. So, or you need one person out of position, and they're gonna get through.
I agree, but I just think the midfield really put pressure on our backline. Buffon was incredible. He made that could have been 5-2. To be honest, he made some incredible saves. So look, it's a bit of a so-so game. I'm really looking forward to the first round of Serie A. I think it'll be really exciting, and I hope we improve a lot, a lot before then. And I think we'll have a completely different team for the first round as well. I think another thing I'll point out is that. There was footage of Allegri and Chiellini going at it. Allegri was very mad at him, and I knew that's exactly what he would think. He gets a man bun, and he just thinks he just thinks abstract ways.
Dude, I've always thought that.
Let me get your mochaccino.
No, but so basically, you just saw they were arguing. Very similar to what Allegri and Bonucci went through last year. I know Chiellini's not leaving, but he's a fantastic manager, but he puts a lot of pressure on the players, and he holds every player very highly accountable. And he will go at them regardless of
their status and who they are at the club.
So he's kind of like a bit of a
Alex
Mourinho.
Oh, okay.
No, he won't do it in the media.
No,
but
that's
Mourinho's. Everybody still hears about it, so it's still fairly
correct.
public.
But he doesn't come out and say, "Oh, Chiellini was what." He will go off of Chiellini. You'll see it on the sideline, but he won't discuss it. He'll say, "We're a family. He covers it up like that.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how we go. That's really all I can really sum up. I said Supercoppa for me, not really that big. But it was interesting to see how we played. I think we really do need that that injection in midfield, and a right back as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
you lost Danny Elvis. So.
We did, and DeShiglio got absolutely dominated when he came on. So yeah.
as much shit as you give me for like my Norwich, I like to hear that you guys are actually winning because I want you guys, because you guys deserve to win. You guys deserve to win. Man U, because I support Man U as well, but I think the way that they've been playing for the last couple of years, and with the new signing you guys have got, you deserve to be in the top 3 at least.
Jeez.
Well, not to make this a love fest, but I am very invested in Norwich this season. I genuinely, like you said before,
yeah.
like we both are very genuinely interested in how they go. And
because I mean, you're so passionate about them that we want to see them win. And like I've always thought this, that Norwich City is a great team that has been unlucky in their results, but lately, especially for the last 3 years that I've watched them play, is that they're a team that don't know how to put away their chances. And there's a fine line between I feel bad for you and I pity you.
Yeah, well, I'm exactly the same way. But even
like Blackpool, I'm not going into that.
Even though they had the top score, they could have scored a lot more if they just put their chances away, which really pisses me off that they don't.
Exactly.
So, how about the Red Devils?
The Red Devils, guys. Jesus Christ.
That was a good game.
What a performance. Manchester United is back. Not so. Let's hold our horses here. No, but Manchester United versus West Ham. The opening match for the season for us, I thought it was going to be a bit difficult because West Ham does cause quite a few difficulties for a lot of teams. I mean, you know what? Even going back to the Carlos Tevez days,
and they had a few good signings as well this season.
I'm gonna definitely touch on that a little bit later. But the match analysis, guys, was actually sorry. Before the match analysis, there was quite a bit of doubt of how Manchester United was going to perform with Pogba, with Lukaku, with Matic.
Yeah. Well, what did I say about those 3 blokes last week?
That, it depended on them.
I can't remember. I don't think I was listening to it.
Well, that's because he's in Norwich City.
If you need me to recap.
No, there's no need.
No, that's okay. I think the people
know. But, you know what? That was an incredible sort of performance by all three. Not all the match.
Majority of it though.
You know what? I'll go into a little bit of analysis, but I think with the UK media, they've always been very much about Manchester United, especially because we are the most successful team in the EPL era. There is no team that has won more than us, so I can smile proudly saying there is no team. I mean, Liverpool arguably won more cups, more championships.
Just touching on Liverpool. What about one of their players deciding that they really want to leave?
You know what? It was always going to happen with Neymar receiving such an incredibly high offer.
Yeah, lucrative offer.
And he went to PSG and then he did really well in the second game of the season.
He did score, yeah.
He did score. Coutinho was always going to be. I mean, we knew for a while that Barcelona was targeting Coutinho.
Yep.
And Coutinho put in his own transfer request.
He actually missed training, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the questions that one of the questions that will back.
Oh no, we're doing it. We're doing it now.
Do you think they'll actually sell him?
100%.
What do you?
100%.
I think they will.
That's what I reckon as well.
They would be stupid not to with the amount of money offered and the fact that the window, like the store, has taken the official Liverpool store at the stadium.
Taken
his whole poster off.
Yeah.
Like, that indicates. It's unfortunate because I feel bad for the Liverpool supporters. I always said I'm not a fanatic of Manchester United. I love football. I'm a lover of football. I will watch Juventus kick the shit out of Real Madrid and I will applaud them once they do. I will I know that sounded condescending, but I will. When Barcelona has beaten Real Madrid thoroughly, I've applauded them. I don't like them. I don't like them.
I was very curious as to what you were going to say
Just
there.
go with your face then.
I don't like them.
I
But
don't think he's applauded Barcelona at any point in time.
I will commend them for their great performance, and I will try not to look at all those arguable ref decisions. But I will always say that I'm an advocate of the best team on the pitch should win.
Good.
All my life I've been this way, and that's my conviction. It hurts because sometimes my passion was to say, we got felled, but we didn't.
But with the January transfer window, I know this one hasn't ended yet. It's only 4 months in between those two transfer windows. I think that they actually will sell him. They'll get the money, see what they can find in the January transfer window.
100%, but they only have 2 more weeks to do so. Which is unfortunate for Liverpool because they don't like
the timing's not great.
Yeah,
the supporters don't deserve that.
The money that they're getting on offer for him will.
Well, you'd be ridiculously dumb not to accept that. That 100 million bid. I think it's going 100 million pounds.
Yeah,
is going to be the bid.
And you've only got to wait 4 months to, and by Christmas time, if you.
So what you're saying is Liverpool supporters are just used to losing.
No, what I'm saying is, if you've drawn half of your games in between August and January, you're in a decent position. And if you're able to get a decent player in the January transfer,
here's the thing: do you think they're just going to fill the gap of Coutinho, and just plug a player in there, or they're actually going to use that money to buy a few players and add some depth to their squad?
I think that they might just plug Coutinho's spot.
Okay, now my next question to that is
January.
Who do you plug that gap with? How many players are out there that you can think of right now
that can perform as well as Coutinho
did for them
for Liverpool?
Well, you're better off selling somebody that's not.
I agree, but that's why I'm asking. I would personally probably get a few quality players to really improve the squad. Because Liverpool have a few gaps here and there that are.
That's the thing, though. You don't want to just spend money for the sake of spending money. You don't want to just be like, we need to fill this gap. We need to just throw money at whoever.
If there's a gap there, it should be filled. Am I wrong in that?
No, you're not wrong in that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you could use one of your existing players, or you could bring one of the youth players that you've been loaning out for a while. That's in a position where he's able to.
It's a bit like I.
That's
not
a win. That's not a win now sort of mentality.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if they can just do enough to draw up until the January transfer window, and then use that time and money to scout and get somebody interested.
But the thing with Liverpool, man, is that they've been chasing the Premier League for a very long time.
But that's the thing. They're not going to be relegated though.
No, but Liverpool's such a storied team.
It's not about that. It's not about that.
If I was a Liverpool supporter, if I put my mind to Juventus, okay, and I've been there, when Serie B, we came up, we finished 7th 2 years in a row. I hated it. And people were like, no, we're building this player. I'm like, I don't care about building players. Buy some world-class players and make us as great as we should be.
We are
that's
rich.
The thing, though.
We should win.
We should win.
That's the thing, though. People are so impatient.
But that's being a football fan. I'm all for building youth and whatever, but buying average players or having
I'm not saying
having
buying average players is if you buy decent youth players.
Okay, but Mitchell, think about the Liverpool squad right now. Okay, you feel the. My point exactly.
Who do they have?
This is my point. So you fill the Coutinho gap. You have the same team you had last year, and you just fill the Coutinho gap. But I'm saying if you actually get a few players in midfield, maybe even a few strikers.
Did they get Lukaku? Did they get these are world class players that will win you championships?
But they don't want to go to Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. You just don't throw money at people just to try and get them in.
This is what you've touched on you've touched on the point. As great as Liverpool was, you have great players leaving Liverpool because they are no longer the championship winning team.
But that's what I'm saying.
Which is really sad to see. even as a Manchester United supporter with a smile on my face, like honestly, it is sad to see for the game, for the English game, and this is one of the greatest things.
This is my point when this is why I'm agreeing with you. And what changes that? Winning.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're a supporter of a team, you support them through the good and the bad.
But Liverpool's not going to win without Coutinho.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you're a plastic supporter and you're just like, I only support them when I'm winning, well, fuck them.
Okay, I'm going to agree to disagree on that. I don't want to keep harping on about Liverpool. I'm going to agree to disagree with your points on that. But I do agree. You can I didn't lose faith in Juve, but I know how great we can be, and we were buying players like Amari and Cagliarella, and you're just like, okay, they're not Juventus quality players.
No.
So, but when we got the money, we bought work, and that's the thing. Liverpool has the money through Coutinho, so they should build a squad to help them to win. They don't just plug one hole; they have to plug quite a few holes to become top 4 in the Premier League. That's my point. But it's very interesting to see what they do, and that's what I think we're all getting at. It's going to be really, really intriguing
because I don't think they're going to keep Coutinho.
No,
they can't. Like what? Yeah.
Well, Barcelona just signed Paulinho, so they're getting 2 Inyos. And he's they
bring
signed
back Ronaldinho.
Yeah, there you go.
He's still beast moding it.
He's still going to perform better than the Coutinho. So, with that in mind, guys, we're going to go into a little bit of a break. Hey guys, welcome back from the break. As we discuss the topic of the show, Coutinho, the possible move, what would Liverpool do? We don't know. Tell us what you think about the whole ordeal, because I know Klopp is definitely not impressed by the entire thing, by the entire situation.
Yeah.
But going back into the Manchester United guys, you know what? The critics were silenced when they said that the 3 star players, arguably the star players of Manchester United, could not gel together. Now, the first half saw the domination of Manchester United, even though at the time the possession was about 66 to might have been 44
of
the first half.
Yeah. Man U dominating though.
Manchester United dominating West Ham.
Yeah.
The chances created were due to incredible passes, arguably by Mata. Through balls through the ground, lofted through balls, but the diagonals that were the attacking players that were running was quite superb to watch. I still honestly found it a bit lackluster in the first half, but Lukaku got his EPL debut goal for Manchester United, and it was amazing to see.
And who got the assist for that one?
Rashford slotted the ball through.
Yeah.
Lukaku hit the post, went in, celebrated like this giant weight was lifted off his shoulders, which is absolutely amazing to watch. Commendable to West Ham. They played with a lot of heart, and I think they were not an easy team to beat. With signings like Sabaleta, Chicharito, Natovic from, I believe, was Stoke or Sunderland. I always get those two teams confused. And Joe Hart coming back from the Spanish league
Italian
league. So West Ham doesn't have a bad team. They might have had the Norwich City effect that they were just a new team that couldn't gel well together.
Yeah.
But the first half was dominated by Manchester United, but West Ham was no slouch.
Yeah.
Now the second half. The second half was a wonder to watch. I have waited since the Alex Ferguson era to watch Manchester United play this way. They absolutely dominated possession. There was a barrage of shots against goal, and I was so happy to see that finally Mourinho decided not to defend.
Yeah.
Not to throw, because we had the 1-0 at the end of half. We nearly had the 1-1 at the end of the first half. West Ham came very close by, I think it was an Arnautovic header. So it was really pleasant to see that Mourinho didn't throw his midfielders, holding midfielders into the fray and let's hold it. No, he was like, let's go for it.
And what do you think gave you that? Sorry, Mitch. What do you think that gave you that sort of freedom? Like, did you see something different from?
You know what? Matic played absolutely rubbish at the first half, but he came good in the second half.
That's the point I was going to get to. Was the fact
Mata, which was arguably like a little bulldog in the first half, disappeared in the second. But it allowed Matic allowed Pogba to sort of free flow.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
And my player of the game, believe it, like a lot of people will say, it was Lukaku. No, it was the guy that allowed Lukaku to score those goals, that was creating the runs. For me, it was Rashford. Rashford, with his enthusiasm, his speed, had Sabaleta going left, right, and centre.
That's one of the things I was going to say, was the fact that Matic and Pogba and Rashford actually combined a lot better than what the three that I was saying last week, which was Matic, Lukaku, and Pogba. So I was actually surprised about that those three played a lot better.
Oh, dude, I was as surprised as you were. Yeah. Another great surprise was Mkhitaryan. Like there was a 56-minute disallowed goal that Manchester United showed a very reminiscent sort of play style of the 1-2 touches, you know, and it was called offside, rightfully so, but Rashford again, if that goal wasn't disallowed, would have provided another assist for the players.
The quick passes,
the quick passes, but just the hunger that the team showed whilst playing gave me so much hope, guys.
It actually looked like Pogba had a massive chip on his shoulder. It looked like he's been absolutely shat on, for lack of a better term. He really has.
And the British media does that to any player.
He really has. And Lukaku as well, because they're basically best mates. You always see them playing basketball in Miami together or whatever. And, you know, they all felt he was overpriced. They paid too much for him. And I think both of them had a chip on their shoulder, and I think you're going to see that throughout the season. Yeah. And that's that hunger you're talking about. That
hunger to win, and that's the hunger that's been missing for a very long time. Rashford has always had it ever since he started. Yeah. He's the one guy that you can count on that will run to those balls. Yeah. What was really amazing to see is that even when Rashford got substituted by Martial had that same hunger. In fact, he scored the third goal, passed on by Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan got substituted by Fellaini, I believe. And then
just on Fellaini. Please go on. There's one photo. I hope everyone's seen it, because it is one of the best photos you'll see on the internet.
Is that the one that I shared on our little group?
Yeah, the one I tagged you guys in. It was just, and now actual football players around different leagues are actually hashtagging it the Fellaini challenge or something. So they're getting photos of themselves getting hit in the ball, like in the face or whatever. No. It's just, honestly, I didn't mean to interject, but on a side note, I highly recommend going and looking at that if you have the time. But
that's so good.
Please continue.
That's so good. But no, Fellaini came in, and at that point, Mourinho was going for let's hold the results, right?
Yeah.
But Martial and Pogba at the end with that beautiful strike, he essentially, and I was so happy for him, that he gave the middle finger to all the doubters, saying, guess what, guys? Last season I could have missed this goal. This season I did not, and I scored. And the way he hugged Martial, because Martial obviously is getting shat on by the signings, because Martial was one of the players that wanted to come to Manchester United when nobody wanted to come to Manchester United. Unfortunately, to his detriment, Jose Mourinho got the coaching job, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to integrate into first team.
I really like him as a player.
There is talks that he's going to get sold, which is unfortunate, because this guy has so much heart for the team.
I don't reckon it'll end up happening though. There's always so many rumors
Mourinho,
about
what Mourinho wants, Mourinho gets.
I don't reckon it's going to happen.
But look, I hope he doesn't, because he's an excellent addition to the team. I've always loved the way he plays. His heart, he is the embodiment of a Manchester United player. He's like Park Ji-sung in the old days. He's like the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's like the Nicky Butt. He is.
Yeah, that's a throwback. Yeah,
that is a throwback, but that's the type of passion. I'm not going to go as far as to say he's like the Roy Keane, because Roy Keane was a amazing player for.
I believe your father said it best one day, and he said Roy Keane was kicking his mother if he was wearing a Manchester United jersey. I think that was one of the most perfect quotes that I will never forget, because that summed up Roy Keane to a T. That just brilliant.
Hey, he's no Roy Parler.
He's not. He's not a Ray Parler. No, that guy was an Arsenal.
Oh my God.
World class Arsenal
player. You know what? Ambassador for Arsenal. But seriously, guys, what a performance by Manchester United. It kept the dream alive. It reignited the dream for all the Manchester United supporters like myself, that finally we see our team playing to the potential that they should be playing at.
Yeah.
We are used to Manchester United playing to a certain standard that they will challenge for that UEFA Champions League. They will challenge for the EPL English League, that we haven't seen with Van Gaal, that we didn't see with Eric Moyes. A lot of people say that last season the results weren't there for Mourinho, but as we discussed on the previous episode, the matches, the way we played was infinitely better than what we did for Eric Moyes, David Moyes, and
Ben Hart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Infinitely better played.
Yeah.
We were so unlucky with the 15 draws.
Yeah.
Which, again, you mentioned could have been because of the Mourinho defensive sort of play.
Yeah.
But, nonetheless, we played like a better team. And I was so happy to see Mourinho's smug face just laughing, just going, this is my team. I was like, yes, this is your team, and let's take it to greatness. Because in Mourinho, I trust.
How do you think they're going to go in the Champions League this year? Do you reckon
quarterfinals if we're lucky? Just because the players that are there right now don't have that experience.
No. And I think they
didn't play there last season.
Also, there's still a few gaps in their team.
And I think they're going to
we're not as good as Guardiola said it best in a Manchester City sort of press conference, that the UK media was asking him, what do you think the difference between or the quality or the difference or the capacity of an English team and or the English league, and he said, well, the English league is the most popular league in the world. The Spanish team is the best league in the world. Yeah. This is why for the last 4 years you've had a Spanish team deciding the Champions League.
Yeah. And at times two Spanish teams
Barcelona
in the final.
And Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So then, you know what? It might have seemed arrogant of him because he's a Spanish
and
person.
He coached Barcelona for years as well.
But it's right. Like, as much as I found it arrogant for him to say, because obviously he goes for the team that I absolutely hate. He was right. You know what?
What do you guys think? We want to see what you guys think in the comments box. Just let us know who you think is going to win the Champions League this year.
That's Jesus. That's
and if you get it right, Mitchell will personally send you a gift.
Yes.
You really don't want my gift.
Because that's a big prediction to make right now.
Snapchat included.
No.
Well, it's like that Leicester City supporter that put the money on 5,000 to 1 win, and
there you go.
Hey,
decent return.
But look, the standout players for me at the Manchester United game, Rashford, I would have given him 3 points. Man of the match for me. Lukaku was amazing, but Rashford was the difference for me. He was the guy that was running to the balls. He was the one providing the balls. Rashford, what a great youth player.
He's a player.
And I am so glad we have kept him. Last year I wouldn't have said the same. I was, he's a bit, ball hoggy. No. Yep. This first game, I was like, you are a Manchester United player and you deserve to be there. Lukaku, obviously, 2 goals.
Yeah.
We love you, Lukaku.
He did the job. Clinical finishing, it was just meant to be.
And surprising for you guys,
He's worth the money.
Matic.
Wow.
Matic.
I'm not
Well, that's
surprised.
what I said,
I thought he would be the perfect player to fit your midfield, but yeah.
The first half, abhorrent. Second half, wow. You were an impenetrable wall, and I commend you for it. The stats, 55 possession, 84 passing accuracy, and 22 shots, 6 on goal for those
a lot
scored.
of shots on goal.
We absolutely dominated West Ham when we shouldn't have, because they are a great team. This is what gives me hope. This is what gives me the Chelsea Burnley to 3-1. I'm like, no disrespect to Burnley, but you're not West Ham. In your caliber, the team.
Yeah. No Huddersfield.
No Huddersfield.
Huddersfield.
So
I should put money on them to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
So I want to see, hey, if Leicester City could do it, anybody can. But you know what? The next matchup, guys, is Swansea. I honestly think 2-0. Manchester United will beat them 2-0. They're a tough team that we always come against them. They don't have Shelby. Shelby plays for Newcastle now that incidentally got red carded in the last match. Dumbass red card, to be quite honest with you. But we should be stronger than them. What do you guys think?
I'm actually going to say 4-1.
4-1-2?
To Manchester United.
4-1 to Manchester United.
I'm thinking it's going to be a decently high scoring draw. 2-2-all.
2-all. Draw. Right.
Well, I do have trivia for you.
Excellent.
So I hope you're looking forward to it because I'm really quite excited about this because I want Mitchell to go down 2-0. He did lose last week.
Hey, whatever.
Before I do get into it, just a quick roundup. We did see Real Madrid beat Barcelona. I believe it was 3-1.
Yeah.
Saw Ronaldo getting red carded.
As you told me.
Yeah, and
He was like, "Look at my abs. I got red card."
basically pulling off his shirt and then pushed the ref in the back, and I think he's going to be investigated for a 12-match ban.
That's insane.
So that's pretty big news. He came off the bench.
That's the Barcelona money, right?
But
But we were actually talking about that earlier. That's a quarter of the season. So
that's a big. But we'll see
That's
how
a
that.
big
But I
chunk
just
of
thought
the
I'd bring that
season.
up because that's quite a big thing that happens.
That's a Ballon d'Or given to. Come on.
Messi.
My man.
Nah.
All right, are you ready for this?
I am.
Boys.
I'm not going to look
No,
at your
the answer's
phone.
not on here anyway. So, all right, I have Northern Italian ancestry and played for River Plate in 1989
Cool.
and moved to fierce rivals Boca Juniors in 1990.
Oh, 1990.
All right.
Look, you're just giving it to him. He's a
I made my name in Italy, and I have a bronze statue in the city where I made my name. I stayed with my team through their relegation into Serie B, and helped them return to the top flight in Italian football.
Can we stop for 2 seconds?
Yes.
If I get it wrong, am I completely disqualified?
No, but Mitchell will get the next guess.
The next guess. Oh, am I Canihia?
No, you are
Okay,
not.
so
Mitchell, you get the next
You
guess.
get the next one.
In 1999, I came third in FIFA Player of the Year voting and made Pele's 100 Greatest Living Players in 2004. Would you like to wager a guess before I continue?
Can I ask how many more questions we have about after this?
I have 2 more paragraphs and they will give them away. You should get them pretty quickly.
I can't ask questions, can I?
No. Would you like me to continue? Because you still get the next guess.
Yeah,
but
go
I'm not gonna. I'll probably the next paragraph and that's it. Mario will be back into it because I can't let you know.
Yeah.
I only won my first Serie A title when I moved to a rival club in the year 2000. With that transfer, I hold the record for the highest transfer fee ever paid for a player over the age of 30, which still stands to this day. Mitchell,
Oh, shit.
you have to throw a name out there.
Could you read the questions again, please?
I may. So, Northern Italian ancestry, played for River Plate and Boca Juniors, 1989-1990. Made my name in Italy. Have a bronze statue in the city where I made my name.
Oh, God.
Got relegated, but I stayed with my team. I was up and coming, but I was still quite well known. Came third in FIFA Player of the Year voting in 99, and Pele's 100 greatest living players in 2004.
Oh, damn, that's a hard one.
The last one will give it away, so Mitchell, just a guess.
Do you want me to give you a guess?
Alright.
That's a CH, by the way.
Franciao.
No.
Oh, the end one, CH.
That would be a CH. Colli.
Francoli.
French.
Ah, fuck it. Just keep on going.
So you're going to let Murray back in then?
Yeah.
All right. I hold the record for the most goals for Argentina at World Cup level and did hold the overall goal scoring record for Argentina until it was beaten by Leo Messi in 2016.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Is that
Freaking... Okay, I'm going to let him guess.
Okay, Mitchell, you get one guess because Murray will get it straight away.
Is it the bloke that you really, really hate?
No.
Okay.
And it's not that guy that I was trying
He's
to
actually
tell
a personal favourite player of mine when I was...
He is one of the
don't worry
greatest
about
Argentinian players that ever played the game.
One more guess,
Apart
he's a
from-
striker.
Apart from Maradona. He played for Fiorentina.
You can guess it.
I'll give you one more. Okay, well, anyway. It's
I don't know.
Like, really?
Yeah.
His nickname was like the Batman. Back in the 90s.
Batty goal.
Batistuta. Gabriel
Correct.
Batistuta.
Correct.
You always talk about him too.
Yeah, well, freak, man. Come on, man. I gave you everything to
So
Yeah,
a few
no,
other, for the audience, a few other things I had was that he
Wow.
moved to Perth, Australia in 2006.
There's talks of him coaching an A-League.
Coaching. They asked him to actually buy the Perth franchise. but
You
he
deliberately
refused
did
to.
that just so that I wouldn't get it though.
I honestly
Oh,
didn't because
come
it
on,
was
man.
difficult. It was quite difficult.
River Plate, Boca Juniors, Argentina.
But I thought Batistuta was a very, very popular player.
Dude, I
He
have
was a-
Francescoli. Come on, man. Italian, Northern Italian. Batistuta Italian? My
Northern
whole-
Italian
But
ancestry.
you know, I only started in 1994.
Well, this is why we try. This is why we try.
That's it. I'm giving.
What
you,
do we do, Bruce?
I'm giving
Every
you-
time we fall down? To pick ourselves up
I'm
again.
giving you blokes the most obscure question for my.
But we've
trivia.
had Baggio and Batistuta. It's not. We haven't thrown out. Anyway,
We haven't.
I'm looking forward to yours, Mitch. We'll see what happens.
We haven't thrown out curves. Well, you're in charge of trivia next week.
Yeah,
But let us
because-
know what you. If you guys think we've been harsh on Mitchell, please let us know.
Especially because it's like I started following football from 1994, and they're like throwing mad fucking.
I started
questions
following
from
football in
1986.
the year 2000.
Like
need to
1986 and shit.
Step out your game. This is why you need to support.
Yeah, I haven't. I've only really followed the Premier League and Championship League, but only until recently with Barcelona, like the
Expanding a little bit.
Spanish league, and a couple of years for Juventus. So
Anything else
So
we want
with
to
that-
discuss, or that's
So with that in mind, guys, the tally that
Yeah.
we have. So last week we were going towards the Juventus Cagliari match. That didn't happen. It was a Super Coppa. We had nothing. The only actual game that we sort of mentioned was Norwich against Sunderland. None of us got the score right. So how we're tallying this up is whoever gets the score right gets 3 points. Whoever gets a win or the loss, whoever gets that right gets 2 points. Whoever gets nothing right gets 0 points.
what about the draw though?
The draw would be like a 3 point.
Yeah, because you're getting
yeah.
So, Norwich versus Sunderland. Mitchell said Norwich was going to win 2-1.
didn't happen.
That was a lie. I said they were going to draw. That was a lie. Carvin said Sunderland was going to win. He got 2 points.
So what we're saying is Carvin's ahead by 2 points. We're on 0.
That's right, because there is a wager on the Juventus Cagliari match.
Yes.
We just didn't keep that in mind.
Well, Serie A does start this weekend, so
this
our next
Sunday is
episode,
all game.
yeah. So we will have more there. But Mitchell's falling a little behind, even in the trivia. So
Just like his team.
the trivia doesn't count.
It
for
does,
anything.
okay, all right, yeah.
This
Just-
one,
just
like
pride and
I'll
dignity.
get my prediction right, and I'll be on 3 points.
All right.
It's all good.
All right.
So halfway through the season, we're going to decide what is the wager for this.
And any suggestions, let us know as well.
Exactly.
Nothing,
Just,
nothing too crazy, but
I was gonna say don't do nudie runs because I'm too white and you'll be blinded. So
And he might get arrested, and then that's a whole thing. But guys, I sincerely hope you enjoyed the show, and until next time, have a great night.
later, guys.